window storefront application today. I already kind of pre-started it. We wiped the windows down with alcohol, scraped it down with a razor. We kind of skipped the part of putting the graphics on the window. But what we did is we made sure we put them in a level spot. So we got 3 inches or 3 feet on each side, and then we measured to the center on each window. I put both of them on first so I could stand back and get an eyeball view and see how it looks. We also have the hours that are going to be going on the door. So what I'm getting ready to do is a hinge method to apply it. So I'm going to tape this off, and then I'm going to start squeegeeing. The most important part is making sure that the windows are clean and free of any debris that get underneath the graphic. We're going to remove the backing paper. I think for this one I'm just going to do it in one sheet. Some people might say they want to cut it off or cut it in half and do it in sections, but it's not necessary. You want to make sure you get started. You want to have a nice straight line. If you don't have this straight, when you get to the end, you're going to have wrinkles somewhere throughout it. I have a little, like a custom piece on here, but we'll make it work. Once we get it started, it should go pretty quickly. We start in the middle and just overlap your squeegee strokes here. Keeping a little bit of tension on this side, and I'm making sure that this doesn't stick to the window before I get the squeegee to it. If that happens, you're going to have a problem. A lot of bugs out here, you know? I have a little bit bigger squeegee. I probably should have used that, but that's it. And that one's pretty much done, just like that. Always clean up your mess, your station. One down, so we're going to move on to the other one. Going to do the same thing. We're going to tape it off. Depending on which hand you are, it probably depends on which way you would put the tape. I like to go from the right side to the left. same thing, remove the backing here. See, on this one we had a problem with the cutter. It didn't cut this letter out right. But I'm going to fix that at the end. I'll show you how we can fix that at the end. I didn't let it bother me or cut a whole new piece. We're just going to do some surgery. I call it surgery. Again, we want to get this started straight. I got this little weird piece on here, so I got to make sure I get this piece straight. Looks like it'll do it. Keep a little bit of tension on the outside. Now there is another way to do this. If you are maybe just starting out, you can actually pull the backing paper from this side, and then the backing paper would still be behind here, and you can have it in your hand and it would be folded this way. If it was windy, I would probably have done it that way. This way, if the wind took this, it wouldn't allow it to stick to the window. Squeegee this down. I'm actually not going to put a lot of pressure on the A because I know I have to remove that, so I'm skipping over it, and I'm not really even going to squeegee that because I want to remove it. Pretty much that one's on there also. Clean up my mess here. Onto the door here. I'd say the longest part of this was just the prepping, the cleaning of the windows, you know, scratching it or scraping it off with the razor, wiping it down with the alcohol, and then just lining up all the graphics. Applying it's actually fairly easy. We're going to actually remove the backing here. Oh, you can see right here what happened here. Look, the piece got stuck. So if this happens, you just got to squeegee it back down here. You want to be careful squeegeeing, you want to push pressure on this, but if you push too hard, sometimes you can dig into the letter and you'll actually rip the backing. Nothing's worse than that. You got to drive all the way back to your shop, print out one little letter. It's a lot of wasted time. So just take your time. So basically that's done. I like to let the paper sit for a couple minutes. That's why I didn't peel any of them off right away. So what I'll do now is I'll clean up all my mess, and then I'll go remove everything. Katie's doing a great job on the camera, doing a great job. So all that's left now is to remove everything off the windows and then just clean the surface up, wipe down any fingerprints. How's it looking? Straight? Good? Right. So now we're going to remove this, and then the graphic will be underneath. When I remove this, you gotta like to go at a 45-degree angle. I wouldn't pull it straight down. I like to go kind of diagonal. You can go either way you prefer to go. Nice and slow. Keep the backing close to the window. You don't want to be pulling it out, trying to pull the graphic off the window. You can wet this and squeegee it. I don't think it's necessary if you know what you're doing. Just take care, when you start going across, you're going to have a lot of corners here. So you want to keep an eye on the graphic and make sure nothing's peeling back up. Sometimes it will happen. So roll this up. Looking good. First one. Looks pretty cool, huh? Bud's Barbershop. And then we have his little, put his initials, William Scherer, right down there. It's pretty cool. So we'll go over to do this one next. Same process. I'll just pull it from the other direction this time. Trying to keep an eye on everything as I pull down. Usually I like to re-squeegee it, but I forgot to do this one, but it seems to be working good. I'm kind of glad that this happened because now I can kind of show you how to fix something when something happens on the spot like that. So we'll go to the door here. There's a lot of mosquitoes out here biting us up. You want to try to keep the whole surface of this peeling together, nice and smooth. And now some people might look and say, oh, you take so long to peel it off, but you peel that off fast and you rip a letter, you're going to be upset when you have to drive back and recut one piece out. Just take your time, you're already here. That looks awesome. That looks really good. Sweet, he's gonna like that a lot. So I'm gonna grab that piece to repair the A. There's probably a million different ways you could do this, but just going to kind of make a template of like where the lettering is before I decide how I want to do this. Now I can actually see through this paper to exactly where that is. So what I'm doing I just lined up the exactly where the A goes based on the piece underneath. Well, I don't know if you can see on the phone or not, but as I move it, I can see behind there. So I can line it up exactly where I want it. Now I know that's exactly where it goes, so. If I didn't get this stuck. Now I'm just going to tape that piece off so it doesn't go anywhere. It should be easy because we didn't squeegee it down, so it comes right off like that. We will wipe it down though. Try not to hit that piece of vinyl. With my squeegee. And we should be right on the money. You want to make sure I'm just letting this fall where it wants to. I'm not pulling it, tweaking it. I'm just going straight down with it. And that should be ready to come off here. Bam. Look straight top and bottom, right? So. And the last step, one of the most important, is just to clean up. So right now you can see everywhere we were, there's just fingerprints and handprints. You don't want to leave that for the customer. You want to go through. I'm going to clean the entire window off, get rid of all the fingerprints, everything here. Being careful not to wipe. You don't want to wipe into a letter that just got on that needs to bond for like 24 hours or so. So you're just going to be real gentle. If you have to get near a letter, I go from the letter out and just in between with my fingers, nice and soft. Try not to go into, you don't want to ever go into a point. Now the customer asked for these to be at this level. You know, some people might say, why aren't they in the center? Why aren't they here? This is just where they wanted it to be. You know, so that's why they're located where they are, which to me I think is actually pretty good placement. There might be some smudges on the inside, but I can't get to those. Kind of what we do. So I think we're going to start to make some more videos and start posting some more of the stuff that we do on a daily basis. Our business is Diamond Graphics and Apparel. We do custom clothing, signage, banners, printing. We create websites, so we do a whole wide variety of stuff for advertising and trying to get your name out there. Now, earlier when I wiped the windows down, I had a rag or a t-shirt that wiped down some of the building with alcohol. You do not want to grab that rag and wipe the windows down after. You do not want to do that. If you do that, this came off a digital printer, so it was printed and then contour cut out. If you hit anything printed with the alcohol, you're going to ruin it. So this just had soap and water on it. It's not going to hurt anything, and I'm really not trying to touch any of the vinyl anyway. So that's kind of it. We're going to finish cleaning up, wiping it down. If anybody is interested in seeing any more videos, I can show you a lot of different tips and tricks of things we do when we're out doing the installs. Let us know, and we'll be sure to make some more. Let us know what you're interested in seeing, how the shirts are made, prepared, more jobs like this. But yeah, that's it. So.